the snow, a fight breaks out over a saved parking space. And now a man is in the hospital and 2 others are in police custody. The Philadelphia Teachers Union is calling for virtual learning, saying the deep freeze is not only dangerous on the sidewalks, but in the classrooms as well. Good evening, everyone. I'm Yuki Washington. We remain under a next weather alert as we mark day 6 of this deep freeze, and more frigid weather is on the way. Our cameras at Broad and Walnut tonight. The dropping temperatures and gusty winds made it a brutal night for a walk in the city. Let's give you a live look now at the Ocean City Boardwalk. The next weather team is tracking another winter storm that could have a big impact on the shore this weekend. We've got you covered. Ross DeMattei is following Philly students returning to class, but let's begin with Chief Meteorologist Bill Kelly in the Hyundai Next Weather Sphere.
Those few things you're talking about, the stretch that we're on right now in terms of the temperatures below freezing, by the time it's said and done, by next Monday, it'll be the coldest in almost 50 years. Longest stretch we've had in almost 50 years. Pretty amazing. Let's get you out the door tomorrow. I wish I had some good news to show you, but here's our temperature forecast out the door in the morning. Widespread single digits. These are not the wind chill factors. Air temperatures, we say 5 here in Philly, 3 in Allentown, -3 around the Poconos. Even the shore locations are going to be down in that single digit territory, maybe slightly above. We'll say 10 for Atlantic City, 12 around Sea Isle. Let's keep it right here because let's talk about that 5-degree temperature that we have forecast for tomorrow morning and where it compares to the record. The record tomorrow is one of the warmer records for this time of year, but it's 7. And we're forecasting a temperature very near. Even if we end up at 9 or 10, it's still brutally cold and much, much, much closer to that record than the normal. 4 is the forecast on Saturday morning. Then we'll go to 12 on Sunday. But like I said, these are not wind chill factors. These are air temperatures. And the coldest on the day, or the coldest temperature on a day since we've been since either 2019 or maybe even 2018, going back here when it was 5 and 4 degrees. So here's the wind chill factor. This is what you are going to experience when you walk out tomorrow morning. Widespread temperatures into the 5 below 0 to even 10 or 15 below, and warming it up in the daytime. We don't even hit 10 degrees tomorrow with the wind chill factor. Back down below 0 on Saturday morning, and then we might get to 10 on Saturday. But that cold continues right into the weekend. Dangerously cold, highs in the teens and 20s. Wind chills down to -20, and we are watching that Sunday storm track. I have the latest new data for you coming in just a few minutes. You.
All right, Bill. We'll see you then. Thank you. A dispute over a saved parking space in Kensington ends in gunfire and a vicious brawl. We had the chopper over East Lehigh Avenue earlier this afternoon. We also have the surveillance video of the brawl. Police tell us 2 men began fighting, then others jumped in, with one person pistol whipping another. During the fight, someone fired at least 1 shot. Police tell us the man who was pistol whipped is in the hospital in stable condition. They say 2 others, a man and a woman, are in police custody. Now this, a different type of winter weather dispute, this one between Philadelphia teachers and the school district. Today was the first day of in-person classes since Sunday's snowstorm. And the city's largest teachers union says conditions were not safe for students or staff. CBS Philadelphia's Ross DeMattei looked into the issues and was able to get the district's response.
They only want to be in person when it's safe and healthy, and that is not the case right now.
Tonight, the Philadelphia Federation of Teachers is calling for a return to remote learning on Friday after members say students and staff face dangerous conditions coming back to classrooms.
We've heard of a number of things, from difficulty getting to school, waiting a long time in this historically bitter cold for the buses to get there.
The union also raised concerns about heating failures in aging school buildings. Teachers at 2 schools sent us photos showing classroom temperatures around 50 degrees.
Continually, we get complaints from members and pictures of kids in classrooms wearing coats. You can't learn like that.
And burst pipes at Vare Washington Elementary School in South Philadelphia rendered the gym, cafeteria, and multiple classrooms unusable.
Remember, the average age of the buildings in our district is 75 years old. So the HVA systems and pipes are old and require constant maintenance and repair.
A school district spokesperson issued a statement in response. It reads in part, quote, officials have been working around the clock to clear snow and ice from roadways and walkways to support a safe return to in-person learning. They went on to say, quote, teams are responding in real time to heating concerns, snow and ice conditions, and other weather-related issues as they arise. Parents we talked to are torn about sending kids back to school, but say it's better than having them at home.
I'm pretty happy about it. I kind of wish it had happened a little earlier, to be honest, but I know there's safety considerations. But if you work, it's challenging to figure out how to manage kids, and they got a lot of energy, and you're trying to work from home especially. It's tough.
Every minute I'm not working is a minute that I'm not making money. So, you know, I was up till midnight last night working on something, and it's just been a lot of long days.
The Philadelphia School District has reiterated that classes will be held in person tomorrow. Today was a half day. Tomorrow is scheduled to be a half day for students. Keep in mind the forecasted high isn't expected to rise above 20 degrees tomorrow. In Fairmount, Ross DiMattei, CBS News Philadelphia.
In South Jersey, schools in Gloucester City had another 2-hour delay this morning, but some crossing guards are raising concerns. Denise Watkins says the sidewalks have been shoveled and plows cleared the roads after the storm, but the snow piles are still blocking part of the crosswalk at all 4 corners of this busy intersection. She says it's creating a dangerous situation for students.
My biggest worry is my children. I care about these kids. You know, they're all good kids. They just want to go to school, learn, and get home and get there safely. And right now it's kind of hard for them.
A Camden County official says it's the responsibility of a homeowner or a business owner to shovel not only the sidewalk in front of their property, but also the curbs leading to the intersections. After we started asking questions, workers at this gas station were chipping away at the solid ice. Well, as temperatures continue to fall, water mains continue to break. This is not a sight you want to see on such a cold night. Water pouring down 24th Street in the Fairmount section of the city. The men and women of the water department have their work cut out for them, and we thank them for all they do. Another watery scene in Mount Airy tonight. Emergency crews working to contain a break at Westview Avenue and Pelham Road. Officials say the water was flowing down to Lincoln Drive, impacting the roadway. Crews are continuing their work of clearing storm drains and isolating the break.
From CBS News Philadelphia's virtual studios, this is the Toyota Sports Report.
It feels like football in South Philadelphia.
Well, good things come to those who wait. We'll see. Bottom line, there's a new OC in the house for the Birds. Sports director Don Bell is going to tell you all about the new guy in town. DB.
Yeah, Yuki, let's go ahead and dive on in. The Eagles can take down that help wanted sign. After a search that entered a 3rd week, they finally have a new offensive coordinator. Former Packers quarterbacks coach Sean Mannion becomes their 5th OC in 5 years. He's just 33 years old. That's 2 years younger than right tackle Lane Johnson. Mannion has been an NFL coach barely long enough to have a cup of coffee, just 2 seasons. Before that, he had a playing career as a backup QB for the Rams, Vikings, and Seahawks. Now, the Eagles releasing a statement. Head coach Nick Sirianni says Sean's 11 years in the NFL have provided him a great opportunity to learn from and grow alongside some of the best coaches in the game. As a result, he has a wealth of knowledge and experience that will be invaluable to our team moving forward. E.J. Smith covers the Birds for PHLY Sports and reacted to the news.
The first thing that jumped out to me is that this is really a signal for a significant change for the Eagles offense. You know, Sean Mannion is a guy who has experience under Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur, Zach Taylor, obviously, you know, even guys like Gary Kubiak and Kevin Stefanski. To me, that is a real departure from what we've seen from the Eagles offense in years past.
From a Birds beat writer to the fans who live and die with every move. Here's what people were saying at Chickies and Pete's tonight.
Anyone's better than Batula. Why do you say that? I mean, did you see this past season?
Well, he's got to be better than the last guy. Let's hope we don't egg this guy's house. So, and I also, I don't know. I know he's a lot younger. I would appreciate it somebody like a Vic Fangio on the offensive side who wasn't going to leave for a head coaching job once we're successful. But I'll take it for now and see how it goes.
Please, people, please do not egg this man's house. The Eagles fired Kevin Patullo after 1 season in that role. and they're following it up with Sean Mannion, who, surprise, surprise, has never called plays. And as I mentioned earlier, their 5th offensive coordinator in 5 years. Coming up later on in the show, Sixers star Tyrese Maxey delivering in the clutch. That you want to see. Yuki, back to you.
Right, looking forward to it. Thank you, Sarah. Still ahead tonight, avoiding a partial government shutdown.
Senate Democrats reach a funding deal with the White House as they negotiate reforms to ICE. I'm Erica Brown with more on the agreement as a partial government shutdown looms.
And it's the biggest night in music. We'll have a preview of the Grammy Awards and some of the big names you'll be able to see this weekend. Back in a bit.
Heart, hustle, home. CBS News, Philadelphia. Break through the noise and listen for the heartbeat. It's about you, your family, your community. CBS News Philadelphia, finding heart in every beat.
A Senate Democratic source has told CBS News that a deal has been reached to pass 5 spending bills needed to fund a large portion of the government for the rest of the fiscal year. This avoiding a shutdown. Correspondent Erica Brown reports tonight from Capitol Hill.
The deal between Democrats and the White House includes funding various government agencies with 5 spending bills while removing the Department of Homeland Security from the broader spending package. It comes as negotiations for reforms to ICE are set to get underway in the wake of the deadly shootings by federal agents in Minneapolis. In a social media post, President Trump said, quote, Republicans and Democrats have come together to get the vast majority of the government funded until September. At a cabinet meeting Thursday, the president expressed hope an agreement would be reached.
I think we're getting close. The Democrats, I don't believe, want to see it either. So we'll work in a very bipartisan way, I believe, not to have a shutdown.
The deal also includes a measure to temporarily fund the Department of Homeland Security for 2 weeks at its current levels, while lawmakers negotiate changes to immigration and customs enforcement during that time.
If Republicans refuse to work with us to rein in ICE and to end the violence, they're telling the American people they're choosing to protect ICE over choosing to protect people's safety.
I mean, Chuck Schumer wants to shut down the government because he wants to hurt Donald Trump. This is not to solve problems. If he cared about this, why didn't he do it when they had power? If they cared about putting control on ICE, they could have done this.
On the Senate floor, Democratic Minority Leader Chuck Schumer called for ICE reforms, including ending roving patrols, preventing agents from wearing masks during enforcement operations, and keeping body cameras on. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Now, any deal would need to be passed by the House. Lawmakers in that chamber aren't set to return to Washington until Monday, meaning there could be a partial shutdown, even if all sides agree on the way forward. Philadelphia City Council takes a big step towards restricting federal agents in the city. Today, Council introduced what they call ICE out legislation. The bills would restrict the city from cooperating with ICE operations in Philly by preventing city agencies from collecting immigration status and sharing data with ICE, among other things.
ICE is here, the federal government is here. We're just trying to make sure we prevent any of the chaos that is happening in Minneapolis to happen here in Philadelphia.
Now, the legislation will likely not be voted on for several weeks. The Department of Homeland Security, which oversees ICE, responded to the legislation by saying Philadelphia will be less safe. The statement said in part, when politicians bar local law enforcement from working with us, that is when we have to have a more visible presence so that we can find and apprehend the criminals let out of jails and back into communities.
Coming to you from the Hyundai Virtual Next Weather Sphere, this is Next Weather.
And this bitter cold weather is good for maybe one thing, ice skating. Our cameras are at the Rothman Orthopedic Ice Rink in Dilworth Park. Everybody having a good time. And how about some ice hockey? These kids in Ridley Park were playing a game or two. Who knows, maybe some future NHL stars in that group. Nice move, great stick handling there. Great shot there from over top. I wish I could skate.
No, have you ever tried ice skating?
No, when I was a kid, there used to be a rink in Center City. Many people out there might remember it. Like it might have been like 17th and Market. You look down into it.
Okay.
That might have been the last time I was skating. I might have been about
really
8. Yeah. Because I was like this the whole way.
Oh, were you holding the wall?
On the wall, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun, and I haven't done it in a while, but there are some really neat things about having cold air. I mean, that's putting the glass half full. You.
I got you.
Because I think most of us are like, okay, yeah, it's nice, but let's warm up.
Well, it gets a little warmer. Maybe we can go. We'll go out. We'll go out and do a little something.
Something?
A little something on the ice. You can show me.